Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today here at Alexander's Prestige, surrounded by all sorts of supercars, luxury cars, SUVs, prestige cars of all types. But we're about to be joined by Andrew from Alexander's Prestige because I am intrigued. If all of these different cars are going through your hands and you have all of the keys available, how do you actually choose what to drive? In addition to the cars in the showroom, I am stood beside a beautiful Aston DBS, plus a BMW M8, an M8 competition convertible. Talking of which, the question on everyone's minds, where is the M8? One of my former dailies, and in fact, I've had quite a few different dailies over the years, many miles in Germany with the M8, also a Mercedes-AMG G63, I'd love another someday, a Porsche Taycan Turbo S, sometimes some pretty unsuitable cars, the likes of the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Now, Andrew's current daily is right over there, and we're going to be meeting up with him shortly to talk about that, but beforehand, we'll go inside, say hello, and have a look around here at Alexander's Prestige to understand the showroom, the workshops, the cars, the preparation, servicing ongoing in the future. So let's go in and say hello. Andrew, how are you?
Hi Tim, great to see you. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Welcome to North Yorkshire, welcome to Alexander's.
Thank you very much. Wow. What an awesome setup. What a car that greets us.
Oh, bit of Rubystone, yeah, fabulous, isn't it? Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Yeah.
Stands out. I mean, I think what I'm looking at right here summarizes where we're going. Supercars, Cullinan, Range Rovers.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. Yeah, we do. I mean, we're specialists in anything sports and luxury, really. So anything from 911s up to Range Rovers to Cullinans to Urus. Anything that's interesting and nice, really, and obviously important anything that sells.
Yeah, absolutely. STO 296, V12 Vantage Roadster, 911 Speedster. How many cars are on site?
Between 110, 120 at any one time.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely gets me up on a morning.
I can imagine. And I mean, seeing so many different cars and different things. Obviously, we're in the showroom right now, but cars kind of all around and lots more that we need to go and see before we're going to be finding out which is your kind of flavour of choice given everything that you get to experience.
Yeah, we're quite lucky in that respect, both of us, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, to drive a lot of different cars. Okay, so I mean, talk me through. Main thing, clearly, fair few Porsches, fair few Range Rovers.
Yeah, I mean, we probably do more Range Rovers than we do anything. That's sort of our volume bread and butter. And then sort of from the sports car point of view, Bentley GT, 911, Ferrari, that's sort of our everyday kind of cars, really. There's obviously a few little specialist things here and there. I mean, that Speedster is like a delivery mileage car. It's never been driven, that car. It's like really special. Yeah, that's a nice car. And obviously the Vantage, only a few hundred of those made, V12 Vantage Roadster. And yeah, you know, we just buy things that we like, because hopefully if we like them as enthusiasts, the customers are going to like them. That's the plan anyway.
Absolutely, for sure, can see that. That's a nice looking Portofino actually right there.
Aren't they good value?
At that price, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and a real proper V8 engine, and I don't know, the cars like the Portofino and the Roma, they're the leading Ferraris, but they're often one of the best cars, aren't they?
Yep.
As an everyday car,
you're not
to
wrong.
actually live with.
You're not wrong. I've always had a soft spot for things like the Honda NSX as well.
Yeah.
Quite misunderstood.
I think it is, yeah. If I'm honest, I don't think it's really my bag, that car. But yeah, it is a little bit understood. It's like an i8 BMW kind of thing though, isn't it? It was too early to the party really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I get you. Something like the Urus here. That's an Urus S?
That's the Urus S, yes. So, Urus, we sell lots and lots of Urus. This car is one of the first S's. Again, that's a delivery mileage car. So, at the moment, even for the last 3 or 4 years, Urus has been such hot property. Yeah. It really, really has.
Has it? It must have been a big car for you, because even now, the cars, I think, they're selling for about what they cost new when it was introduced.
Yeah, if you go right back to a 19-plate, 30,000 mile car, they're still 180 retail, which back then would have been nearly list price. Now they're a lot more because of inflation, but it's crazy that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much demand.
Macans are the same.
Yeah, really?
The Macan GTS, that's list price for a car that's a year old.
Yeah. And
it's a fairly normal, mundane car, isn't it? Yeah. It's fabulous.
Talk to me about some of these things, though. I don't spend too much time around the SVs. I don't think I've actually ever been in one.
Have you not?
No, never.
So Range Rover, so the SV is the top of the range. It used to be autobiography, and then
Yeah.
they did the SV, which is their sort of special vehicle department. So what the SV gives it is quite a lot of things, more on the inside that's a little bit special. I mean, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera or not, but inside they come with these seats which fully extend out like aircraft seats. So it's like a first class lounge in there when they fully extend. I don't know if you can see the colour of this car is actually darker in the back than it is in the front, so it's a two-tone.
Oh.
So that's like super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can order these special colours.
Yeah.
This is a sunrise copper. And Range Rovers, they just do everything, don't they? They really do. And that'd be in the V8 as well. That's got the BMW 4.4 V8 in it.
Okay.
So 530 horsepower. Just
Yeah.
that's the one to have.
It's what we like. Enthusiasts is
Yeah.
what we like. Cullinan. Different world of luxury.
Isn't
Are
it
you a
just?
Rolls Royce guy? Do you like Rolls Royces?
Yeah, I like Rolls Royces for what they are. I haven't been a massive fan. Well, I like the Wraith. I had a Black Badger Race, great car, and I've ordered a Spectre.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be like a really cool car. Whereas
Yeah.
all the other cars in between, they're more to be driven in, aren't they? Sort of Ghost and the more cars to sit in the back of rather than for me to own. But I respect them as a car.
Yeah,
100%.
I get you.
I mean,
I
look
feel
at this. Have you seen it's got the crystal spirit of ecstasy?
Yeah.
I mean, detail like that on the car is just fab, isn't it? You can just have whatever you want.
Looks amazing. And then sandwich between G63 and a Bentayga. The Bentayga has again been a huge model. I guess you've probably had many over the years that have come through your doors.
Yeah. I mean, if I can't count the number of Bentaygas we've sold, G-Wagons we've sold, Urus we've sold, and Range Rovers. But Bentayga is one of the few cars at the moment that I think is great value. A lot of the other cars are still list or above list price, whereas they're falling behind list price. So as a second-hand car, I think they represent great value. And just underrated, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're one of the best. It's like a cross between a Range Rover and a Rolls-Royce. It sort of sits in between. It's got the quality of the Rolls-Royce, but it's got the usability of a Range Rover. So quite underrated, I think.
Really nice balance with it.
Yeah.
Shall we pop outside if we
yes,
head
we can.
through? See what else is lurking.
So we keep some more of our cars out here. This is just a small selection. So again, more Bentayga, more Range Rovers. We're doing really well with hybrid Range Rover at the moment.
Yeah.
That seems to be the thing that people really want. I mean, a lot of people are buying them through the businesses because of the tax advantages and what have you. But I think in the real world as well, 60 miles range on a hybrid, it kind of makes sense as an everyday car, doesn't it? And a few more of the
That's a
sporty
lovely
stuff.
Vanquish.
Isn't it just? Sometimes these colours on Aston Martins, that's Morning Frost.
Yeah,
They
I know
look
the
white in
colour
a
well.
picture, but in real life they look so much better, don't they?
It's very pearly with those yellow undertones.
Yeah.
Never translate.
Yeah.
That's actually really good value as well. Looking at the price. Don't get me too tempted.
Don't worry.
Nice B12.
We can chat more, don't worry.
We can chat.
Yeah.
Let's also head through though and go and have a look at the workshop side.
Yeah,
and
let's go
servicing.
for it. Yeah. So this is where we bring the cars in. So predominantly our workshops for two reasons. One, it's to prepare all of our stock. And secondly, it's for our customers as an after-sales department. So we've got all servicing needs here. So a few cars we have in today, there's clients' cars in for servicing. This Range Rover, for example, that's in for deployable side steps. So we've sold that car and the client has asked for deployable side steps fitted to it.
So you do that here?
Yeah,
Doesn't
everything
need
on
to
site.
go out?
No, it doesn't need to go out because we have the full Topics Land Rover system on site, so we can do all the diagnostic work and all the programming on site here.
That's perfect. So you can install things, extra parts that customers might want on the car, service the cars,
Yeah,
and have a good look over them before you're selling them, make sure they're all right.
absolutely. And we can retain all that on site. So that's the point of sort of all of our departments here.
Yeah.
Everything's controlled, the quality's controlled on site.
Makes sense.
Yeah. This car, for example, I think, is this for a sales check, Dave? Yeah, so this is a car that's, the client's looking at buying a car from us, so we've asked him to bring the car in for us to check it. So when we buy a car, we check the history, we check all the normal things, but one thing we need to do is do a mechanical check on it. Because, for example, these Porsches with centre lock wheels, believe it or not, so many cars come from main dealers and the centre spriggets aren't in properly. So people are driving around with centre lock wheels on Porsches, they're not actually in properly. So even if it's been for warranty work elsewhere, we still check the car here, because that's a really common feature on.
The things you find, hey?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What else have you got in here?
So we've got four-wheel four-wheel laser alignment, should I say? So, we can do the laser alignment on wheels for wheel alignment. With all tyre fitment, we can fit up to 24-inch wheels. We've got air conditioning, regas, and we've obviously got some really well-trained technicians who can do sort of anything they need, even from plastics up to the really interesting Lamborghini stuff. We can do it all on site here.
And then I also know next door.
Yeah, so next door, that's our body shop. So again, two things. We do all of our preparation in there and our checks in there, and we also do customer work in there as well. So we can do a minor wheel refurb, or we can do full work in the spray booth as well. And there's, again, the quality is all checked and kept in there.
And have the whole detailing area to get it ready for sale as well.
Correct, yeah, so that's another department. For paint correction, detailing, valeting, we've got our own separate department for that. So you'll have to take a look, yeah.
Everything that's required for making sure the cars are good to go onto their next homes. We're back in the showroom. What's your car of choice? What is it? What?
I mean, we are so lucky though, aren't we?
Yes, very, very. But come on, when you've got experience with pretty much every modern type of supercar, luxury car, prestige car, performance car, and I guess the world's your oyster. What is it? What gets you? What do you drive? What's your like?
The go-to. Well, if I had a choice, I'd have like about 20 cars. But if I only had to have two, for example, as a sports car, if you'd have asked me this 6 months ago, I'd have said an STO, 100%. Okay. The noise, the fizz, the exhilaration, 100% STO. But this is my 296, and I know you've got a 296, haven't you?
Just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And I don't know how you're finding it yet, but as a package, that car just does like everything. It's bonkers quick, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers quick. It rides fantastically. It's got luggage space. It's just like, I've learned to love that car, and it's like a 911 for Ferraris. It just does everything. So
decent amount of luggage in the front. Ride is super compliant.
Oh, amazing.
The tech is very nicely integrated. It's very easy to drive in hybrid electric.
Yeah.
Or fire up the V6, make a lot of noise. Not as much as
not
that much noise.
Yeah.
But it is a nice sound. But you did mention a two-car garage.
So yes, I have two teenage children, so we've got some reality. So and
they're not squeezing into the back of a Turbo S, are they?
No, that just wasn't where I was walking. No. So my car of choice for everyday driving, and I think anyone that knows me knows this anyway, is a Urus. So this is my 6th, maybe 7th Urus now. I've had them since launch. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I quite like them.
I mean, to have been 6 or 7 in, you definitely do. This is an Urus Performante.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, Performante name. It's a given. It's the top end, performance orientated. Do you know I've never actually been in one?
Have you not driven one of these, really?
I've never been in an Urus Performante.
Have you not? Oh, do you want to have a go?
I think we've got to go out in it. We've got to go out in it, but I've got to compliment you on the spec, by the way. I'm not normally the satin military green type look fan.
Yeah.
But I feel it suits the edginess of this, all of the exposed carbon fibre of this.
Yeah.
The full upgrades for the bonnet, and the wheel colour.
Is this exactly what a cool middle-aged father of 2 would be driving?
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a pretty good shout if you ask me. So, when you've been in every Range Rover, every G-Wagon, every Bentayga, Cullinan, it's the Urus. I think we should start it, we should head out in it, and we should find out why.
Come on then, let's have a look.
Here we are, Urus Performante.
Do you like the Alcantara?
I do. I also... Does it have soft close?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Obviously.
Swish. I mean, it should, right? It should. The seats feel very much like they've come straight out of the Huracan or like a proper sports car, proper supercar.
Yeah. But you know, that's actually an option though, to get the sort of full electric seats with massage invented. That's actually an option.
I can see that.
So, so I've got these so they sort of hug you in, but that's an option. But anyway, that's that.
Hey, well, it's what it is, isn't it? And spec actually matters a lot with, I mean, you see it with everything that comes in. You have some cars that are really highly spec, some that are really base spec, some that will be missing that crucial option for that car. Yeah. I'm sure you've learned over the years what it is on which cars that everything needs.
Absolutely, yeah. There's some basic parameters, isn't there? It's like on a 911. You know, it's got to have pan roof. It's got pan roof, open sunroof. It's got to have sports exhaust and all those basic things. And Urus, it's got to have bits of carbon. It's got to have the seats. It's got to have the exhaust. Yeah. You just get to know. Or you can be silly like me and spend 100 grand on options.
It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. So, should we go drive?
Let's go for it. So, what I'm going to do, which is the most annoying thing on this new model of Urus, is the lane change assist comes on a standing and you can't turn it off.
Oh, really?
So every time you get in it, you've got to turn it off.
There we go.
Lamborghini.
It's everything. It's everything. Obviously, you know, it's not like there aren't some advantages of safety systems as well. It's one of those. Just gotta have it. I like having all the radars and cruise controls and everything on the cars because I feel like if that system's available, you should have it.
Yeah, but I want to be able to choose whether to turn it on or turn it off.
I agree with that.
That's what I want to do because when I do use the active controls, I use it at the right time. But when I'm driving home on a road where there's no other traffic and it's pulling me left, right, and centre because of the lane changes, I find it so bloody annoying.
And on a country lane like this, as soon as you slightly weave over the line, which you want to when lanes straighten out and you've got good sight lines, you don't want it to pull you straight back across.
Correct, 100%.
Gives you that bit of a shock that you weren't really ready for. You can definitely tell it's firmer, by the way.
100%.
Like, I mean, you've obviously had the experience of all of the different Urus models, but we're in Strada mode, the normal road mode.
Yeah, even in Strada, you do find that if you've got the family in the car and you're not on it, it is a little bit on the firm side. It is a touch on the firm side. Sounds
nice though. That burbling V8 behind us.
Yeah, well, that's the Akaprovich standard on this car. Yeah. So I think it's about 10 kilos lighter, the titanium exhaust.
Yeah.
So.
And packs the Acra punch.
Yeah. When we get out of the village, when we put it in Corsa, it's a great system. It's an absolute great system.
Up here, land of greasy lanes. I mean, the sun's out and the road's still wet. It's morning free.
Welcome to North Yorkshire.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Thank you for bringing the sun, by the way.
It's an absolute pleasure. I've been in sunny places, flown back, and somehow we've still got it here.
Yeah.
But this is where, I guess SUVs, all-wheel drive, it makes sense, right? There's a reason that vehicles like this have been so popular in recent years and just become more and more popular. And you must have seen this because Alexander's has been here for 20 years.
Yep.
You've seen the introduction of Bentayga, and then you've seen Urus, and then Cullinan and DBX, and boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Luxury, premium, high-performance SUVs, even the AMGs, I'm sure you have, GTs and X5Ms, and like everything coming through.
Cayennes,
Cayennes, of course, how can I miss the Cayenne? I'm talking about performance SUVs, everything up to turbo GTs and the whole kind of range of cars. And how much driving changes as suspension improvements have come along, steering improvements have come along, and cars of this size and weight can actually drive well.
Yeah.
And that's what this, obviously, or the original Urus was such a big factor of. It was like it arrived on the scene, it was kind of, this is the Lamborghini of SUVs. Now, it's still an SUV, it's not a supercar.
Yeah. It took it to another level.
It's taking an SUV to another level.
Yeah.
There's an interesting debate to be had here with Urus Performante and Puro Sangue, but we'll save that one for another day. We'll save that one for.
We both compare soon, can't we? I believe.
Well, very soon. Actually, really soon. Really, really soon. Sounds exciting. I might have to pop back for that. But the overall package, and we're still in Strada and just taking it easy. But this is where, come on these roads, you gotta notch it down a 2.
Yeah, I mean, so if we put it into Corsa, I don't know about you, I always drive it in manual in Corsa. I like to be in full control, so, I mean, and you can hear that. And it just, gosh.
Yeah, you feel that, don't you? It's a lot of torque.
Load of torque. You feel the rear wheel steering as well.
Okay.
I don't know how you find cars like this, but when you turn in, the steering's a lot sharper on the Performante, but you can feel the rear wheel steer grabbing you. And because you've got the 4-wheel drive, it just grips. You can just do anything with it.
Yeah.
Literally.
And it doesn't, I mean, even the sensation from the passenger seat right now, it doesn't feel anywhere nearly as big as it actually is. No. This is a narrow road. This is a narrow, twisty, proper Yorkshire lane right now.
Yeah.
This is what you think of when you think of heading up north in England, or certainly what we think of us southerners.
But if we were in anything else now, this is where it would show its performance.
Yeah.
If you were to jump in like an SVR or something like that, or a Bentayga, it's on roads like this, you'd start thinking, okay, it's a performance SUV, but it's got certain areas where it's not quite good enough. Whereas this, it suddenly turns into a Lamborghini, doesn't it? It just wants more.
As it becomes single lane, single track. And this is where when you're driving a 296 down here, and you've got these small passing places, suddenly something comes the other way. It's like, oh, I can't see anything. The visibility's awful.
Yeah, and if we were in a mid-engined supercar now, two-wheel drive, you would constantly be thinking, we're later on in the year now, the weather's not fabulous. You'd always be thinking about traction, what's going to happen, whereas that's what I like about cars like this. They just grip all the time, don't they? So you've got confidence no matter what the weather.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. See, I've always been, or rather maybe the other way around, I haven't been a practical SUV guy. It's not really been me. I mean, I had a
Have you got kids yet or no?
No. So I don't need the space yet. I don't have the...
Oh, just wait.
Yeah, coming in the future. I mean, Purosangue is coming very soon. Not quite the same. That's why I think it's an interesting head-to-head, because this is, as I said before, the Lamborghini of SUVs.
Yeah.
Right. It's an SUV.
Yeah.
It's practical. It has ample space. It's primarily focused on being usable than absolute performance, I want to say. Whereas Purosangue is more like a front mid sports GT, which happens to have some back seats.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've driven the Purosangue only in Italy though, so I haven't yet driven in normal roads, but I think the Lamborghini's even angrier. I think that this Performante spec of Urus, I actually think is going to be more direct than the Purosangue will be.
Okay. Sounds like a head-to-head is needed.
I think it might be
It's
so,
going to be.
Yeah.
We'll see how this shapes up. One thing you were quite brave with here are all of the white accents. Although I guess they're quite small. It's actually a nice balance, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I always go with light interiors.
It's a bit of light colour without being dangerous.
Yes.
In a family car.
I like it.
Because otherwise family car means rear seats absolutely destroyed, food, dirt, mud.
Well, hold that thought, because I've ordered my Purosangue, I've ordered a special leather, so it's all white, like all white.
You, sir, are brave. You are very brave.
I don't think I'll be wearing any jeans, that will be getting thrown out, I think.
So, oh wait, you can pull it, hold it back in Strada. Obviously stop start. Still sounds wrong. A lot of people hop in cars now and go straight to, where's the stop start button? Off.
Yeah. I will turn that off anyway. Yeah.
Hopefully we're not going to be stopping and starting many times as we head down here. It's the thing, right, when you jump in a car like this, you're sat really high up, you've got great visibility. It's very, cliche word for me to say, but the unintimidating kind of thing. You just step in it and you know what you're doing and you feel at home immediately. As somebody's definitely been through the mud there. I'm like, let's not do that with this.
I think it's one of the few cars that has a true split personality.
There's even decent acceleration up to the speed limit in Strada mode. It's still pretty chill. It's pretty calm like this. If you go into sport, manual.
You get the intake noise as well, don't you?
There's definitely some computer sound in there as well, though. The new car era.
Do you think that is?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or some piped-in noise.
I think it's piped. Yeah.
Something
I've
that's...
never been too kind to it then.
I'm just thinking, like, if you try and drive something like the SF90 down a road like this, you're grounding out everywhere, and it just can't handle the curvature of the tarmac. It's a problem I have with trying to drive mine a lot, because I often end up somewhere and I'm like, this was a bad idea.
I bet you do, yeah. I think that's it, because they're getting so good, these cars now. You're getting virtually everything you need for your supercar experience in a car like this. It's not quite there, but it's 9/10, I think.
Well, something like this offers more by way of supercar experience than supercars did not very long ago.
Yeah.
You know, this is faster than the latest, greatest Lambo or Ferrari 15 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to Yorkshire.
We're all good. We've got a passing place.
Breathe in.
This has worked out perfectly for us. Thank you very much. And everyone's polite and says thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get
Maybe
that.
because you're driving.
It's an interesting position that you have, I think, here. That's quite unique as an owner and driver of cars like the ones you're selling. You can speak from first-hand experience as to what they're actually like.
Yeah.
Like you can tell or have a discussion with the client who's considering things, and from your own knowledge and own experience driving them, actually speak about that, which is something that I feel often when you're looking to buy a car and certainly, even at main dealer level, the person who's selling it to you doesn't necessarily know everything about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've got empathy with a lot of different situations, especially since I've had children and what have you. So I've gone through the BMW M stage, being younger, right up to having kids and everything that means, family cars. But what a... oh, we can Corsa.
Gotta try it. I mean, we're just following somebody slowly down the lanes. It probably auto upshifts, doesn't it?
No,
it doesn't.
It's a real car.
Interesting. That's, see, I
leaves
like
you in full
that.
control.
I like that though, because it's so easy for it to just go, you know, computer generation.
Yeah, yeah.
And then as a result, you actually get an epic sound.
Yeah.
Don't do that too often, but it's an electronic limiter. It's totally fine for these things.
It's there for a reason, isn't it?
But yeah. I think, I'm trying to think in the STO, no, in Sport in the STO, it auto upshifts, in Corsa it doesn't, or rather the other way around, because it's the STO, it's in STO mode it doesn't, and in Trofeo it...
Yeah. I think in Strada, it's like they've gone full Lamborghini. Yeah. They've stripped out anything that's computer generated, and it shouldn't be there. It's like, right, what we're going to do with this car to make it full Lamborghini, we'll put it in Strada, we'll put it in Corsa, it's full Lamborghini, it bangs off the rev limiter, it's firm, it's loud, and that's what makes it a Lamborghini, isn't it?
The full crazy.
Yeah. When you drive a Lamborghini every day, when you're just doing normal things, you do have to think twice. Yeah, if, for example, if you just nip into the supermarket, you do think, oh, let's take another car.
Yeah, because parking a 300 grand car.
Yeah, yeah.
In a supermarket car park.
Not only because you care for the car, but also for the attention and what have you. Sometimes it's quite nice. Because I do have a stealth car. I used to drive a Golf, but I've got a Cupra Born. So I've actually got electric as a stealth car. Yeah. Because there is times where you don't want to be in a Lamborghini or Ferrari every day.
Yep, I can completely relate to that.
You got a stealth car?
I might have various cars that people don't necessarily know about, but if I were to say them right now, then everybody would know about them. That would destroy the point. No, we have all sorts of cars. At the moment, we've driven up to you today in the Mustang Mach-E GT.
Oh, how was that?
Which we've had for a couple of weeks. Great thing so far. The Mustang name is certainly a controversial topic.
Yeah.
You know, generates a lot of discussion, we could say. Yeah. Some people who love it as the next generation from Ford, some people who absolutely loathe the fact that they call an electric SUV a Mustang. At the end of the day, it's a great car. Forget the name, it's a great car. We've got Blue Cruise, so it has that autonomous UK driving, which we figured out.
Okay.
I didn't have it activated at first, you just have to go and turn it on in an app. Yeah. Make that work, but once it's on, you can take your hands off the wheel on the motorway and let it drive all the way up, which is great. Oh, not even just for 10 minutes, because a lot of these systems tell you to take over after a few minutes. It doesn't tell you to take over. Oh, wow. Lets you go, lets you go. So, you know, that kind of side of it, I like it. The Mach-E is the first UK-approved car to that level of autonomous driving. First one out there. Obviously this bright, cheerful thing here. That would clash with my trousers. Oh gosh, yeah. The bright summer yellow trousers. Right, reverse in here is that. But this is where it gets easy, doesn't it? All the cameras and stuff. Yeah. I actually ordered 360 cameras on the 296, which... I just think 360 now, you've got to. Figure out where we are. I've got no excuse for parking badly now. You neat? Yeah, we'll let you off. I might have to get out and move it. Oh, really? It's fine. I enjoyed that little drive, you know. It's more supercar than I expected out of it. When did you last drive a Urus? Fair while ago. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Interesting. It needs good interesting. Good interesting. Good interesting. Interesting in the UK. For those who don't know, can mean something spectacularly bad, and you're just trying to be polite and sugarcoat it. But in this case, good interesting. No, I feel like I need a little bit of an Urus Performante Pura Sangue shootout. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah. That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun. We should do that. We should definitely have a think about that. We're back then. We clearly went out at the right time. It's coming through, isn't it? That sunny weather I supposedly brought over here has not stuck around. You're taking it back down south with you, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. We'll take that back to London. But what a place. Thank you so much for showing me around today. Oh, thank you for coming. Here to visit, see the whole setup you have on this side, over in the servicing as well, everything that you're doing. And I presume next time I come and visit, we'll have a completely different lineup. Well, I hope so. And maybe you'll have to do that Pura Sangue Urus Performante test, won't we? Sounds like an absolute plan. Thank you so much. Thanks, it's been fantastic. It's been a pleasure. Well, I tell you what, from up here in the boardroom, There's a pretty cool view. Take a look that way, out over all of the cars. Over 100 cars that they have in stock here. We've taken a look around the showroom, the cars outside, been to visit the workshop where they do the customer servicing, get all of the preparation done for the different cars. And when it comes to a variety of different cars to experience, to be able to offer, I guess, all of the luxury SUVs, Cullinan, G63, Bentayga, Range Rover, Urus, they've certainly had the DBX here before, and all of the different things you can think of, along with some very cool, very rare supercars as well. It's a pretty cool array of different things. And to find out more from Andrew why he chooses to drive the Urus Performante, which having now experienced myself, I'm actually a little bit surprised with, because the Urus for me was never quite supercar enough. You always felt the weight of the engine up front, whereas the Performante, stiffening things up, yes, it's a firm ride, definitely makes it even more exciting as well. I guess for today, that's where we'll wrap things up. Make sure to follow Alexander's Prestige on their social media pages to see the cars that are coming through, and of course head to the website for more information on anything that you might have seen today. That's it for now though. Big thanks to the team here for arranging today's visit. Big thanks as always to you guys for your support. But that's it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!